Yes. We're on a lot early. I wanted to catch the early birds. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm live like always on YouTube and on TikTok, okay? I hope everybody's doing amazing. And we're waiting on more people to come on in. I know it's early. Before we get started, we're going to talk about fixing fibroids before 2026, okay? So I'm waiting on more people to come on in before we get started. We're streaming live from TikTok. We're streaming live from YouTube. And it's going to be a really good topic, okay? So if you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with, honestly, any womb issue, but especially fibroids, and you are committed to fixing this problem before 2026, and when I say fix this problem, I mean start to shrink and dissolve fibroids before 2026, get rid of the symptoms before 2026, because you can if you start now. We have about 5.5 weeks left until 2026, FYI. Okay, so if you start now, right, you could be a lot further along before we hit 2026 when it comes to healing your womb. But you have to get clear on what you're actually doing. You can't just be out here trying everything and throwing spaghetti at the wall. You have to be clear on what you're doing. And a lot of women are not clear on what they're doing when it comes to healing their womb. There's so much information out there about fibroids. Let me say it again. There's so much information out there about fibroids, but unfortunately, majority of the information that you'll read about fibroids online is not correct, okay? It's not correct. It's having you on this permanent hamster wheel of trying to figure out whether you should get surgery, whether you should try these natural remedies. And this is why there's millions of women all over the world dealing with fibroids. And not even just America, not even just the States. Caribbean women, African women, a lot of European women, New Zealand or Australia. I'm talking about places where I have followers and I've helped women get rid of their fibroids. And I know it's a big issue. Even India. I was surprised to hear about that, but yes, it's a huge problem over there as well. So we're going to get started. Fixing fibroids before 2026. Come on in, like the video, share this with somebody you know that has fibroids. Share this video with somebody you know that has fibroids, okay? If you're watching I'm also streaming live. Thank you, Ornella, for sharing. I'm also streaming live from YouTube. So YouTube, you guys can easily send this link to somebody you know or multiple women you know that are dealing with fibroids, okay? We got to get the word out there. So many women are suffering in silence, and we have to end that. We're about to go into a new year, and this year was difficult for a lot of us, okay? So, and fibroids, of course, made it 10 times worse. If you had a bad year and you had fibroids, I'm sure the fibroids made it 10 times worse, right? The symptoms. Watching from Zimbabwe. Okay, welcome. I think this is the first time I've had somebody on my live from Zimbabwe. So shout out to you. Okay, shout out to you. I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you for being here. Y'all tap on that screen, TikTok, tap on that screen so we can get more women in here. If you're watching from YouTube, the replay, click that thumbs up button so the algorithm can push this out to more women. Can we get up to, hopefully I'm not asking for too much, 1,000 likes. Just keep on tapping so we can get more women in here. Okay, now, and let me know in the chat where you guys are watching from. Where are y'all watching from? Okay, I would love to know. Somebody says Zimbabwe. What else? Who else do we have in the chat? Okay, I don't know about y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cherise, for liking the chat. Thank you. From London. Okay, hi, Clementine. I think I've seen you before on my live stream. Oh my God, that's so exciting. Let me know where else you guys know. I will be having an event in London in March. So stay tuned for that. I want you to, Clementine, if you're not on my email list, get on my email list, okay? Because I'm having an event in London in March, okay? I will share more information about that. Yes, yes, but you have to sign up for it. It's for clients, women that want to work with me in person, okay? It's going to be amazing. So Clementine, get on my email list. The link is in my bio. So when I put out information about that, you can, I'm also going to have next month like an info session that's going to be free on Zoom to give you guys more information about that. If you guys are in London, or if you're surrounding London, or if you get to London in March, and y'all want to do a little vacation, London is beautiful, okay? Especially in March. I went last March. Be sure to join the email list, okay? The link is in my bio to subscribe to my email list. All right? And anyway, you should be subscribed to my email list anyway. But I will be putting more information about that December 1st. Okay, so you'll read about that through my email list, and I'll have a where to sign up for that. Now, let's get started on the topic. Fix fibroids before 2026. 2026, London is okay. To live, I would not live there. I'm sorry. But to visit is beautiful, especially if you're used to the States, right? I love it to visit. Now, when I lived there, with all the gray weather, no. But when I was there in March last year, it was some sunny days, okay? So hopefully when I come again, I'll bring the sun. All right. Now, let's get started. Fixing fibroids before 2026. Put a 1 in the chat if you're dealing with fibroids. Whether you're watching from YouTube, whether you're watching from TikTok, put a 1 in the chat if you are dealing with fibroids as of now. Okay, let me see some ones because I know some of you guys are dealing with these fibroids. That's why you're here. Okay. How severe are the cases that you dealt with? Oh, 27 centimeter fibroids the size of a watermelon. Ooh, I've dealt with some severe cases, okay? The grateful one, put a 1 in the chat if you're dealing with fibroids. Put a 1. So we have one person in here dealing with fibroids. One person in here dealing with fibroids. Who is dealing with fibroids now, okay? Waiting on some ones. Come on, before we get started on this topic. And we still haven't gotten to 1,000 likes yet. What's going on? Okay, 111. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, and can we get to 1,000 likes, y'all? Can we get to 1,000? Okay, let me just say this. We're not dragging fibroids into 2026. Y'all that put a 1 in the chat, y'all that is quiet in the background, this is what I want you guys to know. And I want you guys to also affirm this for yourself. You're not going to be dragging this fibroids into 2026. And some of you guys that have the huge fibroids, you're probably like, well, how's my fibroids going to shrink before then? Am I saying that if you have a 20 centimeter fibroid, it can dissolve before 2026? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we're going to get a handle of these fibroids right now before 2026, and we're going to establish a plan on how to get rid of them. So even if they're not 100% gone by, January 1st, they're just on their way. They're shrinking, and we are at least symptom free. That's important for you. That's important. You cannot have the same issues that you're dealing with now and think you're going to start the year with them and think you're going to have a great year. And right? So it's important that you understand and know this. And like I always say, fibroids are worse in the winter months. And you guys probably have experienced that. The bleeding is because the lymphatic system slows down even more. Okay? So what can we do naturally? Queen Bee, we're going to get to that. Just hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, they are. Yes, fibroids. Listen, fibroids are worse in the winter months because you know why they're worse? Because when you're dealing with fibroids, your body is congested. Your organs are overloaded. Your body's overloaded with waste. So then we get to the colder months, right? Where naturally your lymphatic system does slow down in the colder months. So this is even worse for women that have fibroids because guess what? This is research actually says that fibroid hospitalizations go up during the winter months because of the cold weather, because that slows your body down. And your body's already moving slowly when you have fibroids. Your systems in your body are overloaded when you have fibroids. So that impacts you more. The cold season impacts you more. This is why you experience heavier bleeding during the wintertime, more pain during the wintertime. Okay? But guess what? These symptoms, I always say this, I don't care how big your fibroids are and how much you're bleeding. If you lock in for 30 days, you can get rid of your symptoms. Even if your fibroids hasn't dissolved yet, you can get rid of your symptoms because we're targeting the root causes of the hormonal imbalance. We're improving the health of the organs. This is what I do for my clients, and they're able to see their symptoms go away and then their fibroids start shrinking, okay? Because we get to the root cause. We don't just sit there and play around and just try different things. I'm gonna try this herb, I'm gonna try this tea. No. We get to the root cause of the problem. You guys don't understand how important it is when you have fibroids to address the root cause. Okay, we're over 1,000 likes, okay. Overall goal, 10,000 likes. And for TikTok in this whole live. You're ready, Maria? That's what I like to hear. You ready to get rid of these fibroids and fix these fibroids before 2026? Let me know in the chat. Put I'm ready in the chat. Okay, my fingers hurt. Thank you, Queen Bee. With love. Take a break and then start liking again. Kisses to you. I appreciate you. Put I'm ready in the chat if you're ready to get rid of fibroids. If you're ready to be symptom free before we get into January 1st, I need you to put, I've been ready. I know that's right. Come on, nerdy curls. I'm ready, Sammy Dawn. I'm ready, CYC. Come on. I'm ready, Queen Bee. Let's go. I'm talking to women that are ready to get rid of their symptoms and to fix their fibroids before 2026. This live is going to be for women that are tired of managing these damn fibroids. Because I hear women always saying online, I'm managing my fibroids. No. We getting rid of these fibroids. We're dissolving these fibroids. We're fixing this problem, right? And fixing ready like Freddy. I love that, Candy Spice. Fixing fibroids is not about wishful thinking. I'm going to say this with love. Y'all, it's not about just sitting there and praying and not doing nothing. I'm not saying prayer doesn't work, but I'm saying prayer without works is dead. And y'all should know that. So when I hear online, I'm praying about my fibroids. Listen, And a lot of times God will put somebody in your life that can help you, fix your situation, but you're not, you're not focused in clearly, right? You're too all over the place to realize that. Sometimes God puts people in our lives. Sometimes he's not going to come down and do it for you. He's going to put people in your life to help you through the process. That's why a lot of you guys were attracted to this live today. Okay? I had somebody come on my live stream. No, I didn't go live yesterday. The day before yesterday, Friday. I had somebody come on my live stream on Friday and said, and if you were on my live stream on Friday, you were there. And if you didn't watch my live stream on Friday, the replay is literally on YouTube. Y'all need to be also subscribed to the YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, you can click the link in my bio to subscribe. She literally said, because of you, because I followed the instructions in your course, everything you said, 3 of my fibroids have completely dissolved, have went away. 3, I'm not fibroid free. She literally came on and said that. Shout out to her. Shout out to Whitney, excuse me. Shout out to her. 3. She came on here and said that. 3 fibroids gone. She canceled her surgery. She no longer needs surgery. Okay? So that's what's possible for you when you do the work. And it's not because she's lucky, because I've had many clients over the years. In case you guys are new, my name is Sasha, by the way. I'm a holistic womb specialist. This is what I do. I help women dissolve their fibroids and reverse reproductive health conditions through my womb detoxification framework that targets the root cause of the fibroids. I'm not going to just say, take this herb and pray and see what happens. We're going to get to the root of that, why your body developed the fibroid. This is why my techniques, this is why my protocol is so successful. It doesn't matter how big or small your fibroids is. It doesn't matter how many. If we get to the root, eventually those fibroids cannot survive in your body. Eventually they will start to shrink and shrivel and die off, right? But you got to get to the root of what's going on in your body, okay? So it's not about wishful thinking. It's not about prayer. You have to have structure. You have to have a protocol on what's really, and you have to get to the root cause of the problem. So when we say fixing fibroids, what do we mean? It's not just having lighter periods. Yes, that will happen when you get to the root cause and fix your fibroids and start shrinking and dissolving your fibroids. Eventually, yes, very quickly, actually, for most women, you'll see your periods get lighter. The bloating, the fibroid belly goes all the way down. Yes, you'll see the bleeding. You're not bleeding as many days anymore. You're not hemorrhaging during your cycle. It's not, listen, I don't care what you've heard. It's not normal to bleed for a whole entire week. That's hemorrhaging. That's hemorrhaging. It's not normal to bleed for a whole entire week. Put in the chat, whether you're watching from YouTube or TikTok, how many days does your cycle last? It's not normal. Cramps are not normal. That's inflammation in the body. None of that stuff you've been told is normal. What do you suggest for winter? I suggest taking the time. 5 days, that's too much. Is it okay to text you privately because I have to go now? If you're ready to work with me, yes. Okay? If you're ready, not text, message. Let me make that clear. Message. You can if you're ready to do the work, right? If you trying to, because some people will message me privately to try to get ask questions about their particular situation. I don't do that over DMs. If you want to ask questions on here, yes. But if you ready to work with me and want to know what program you want to choose to work with me, yeah, come on. Yes, please text me. Message me. Here's the thing too. We have our aide body. Gasha, hopefully I'm saying that right. Was trying to tone my arms. My lymphatic flow helped a lot. Good. That's amazing. I don't even have a timeline. The hardest part is 5 to 7 days then spotting. Really, that's a lot. Okay, we had 5 days. So most of y'all bleeding 5 days. I see 5. I see 5 to 7. Okay. And usually I hear women bleeding more. My periods just stop. I have 6 days of periods. Okay. So here's the thing. 5 days. Okay. Most of y'all 5 days. Okay. That's crazy. Okay. I'm currently on day 12. Ooh, girl. I've had 13 years ago. What you mean? 13 years ago. 5, but it's painful. 8 to 9 days. Okay, so I see 5, I see 12, I see 8 to 9, I see 6. That's too much, y'all. That's too much. And some of you are probably going to say, well, that it runs in my family to bleed that much, to bleed heavily. I thought all that stuff too. No. Back in the day when I was bleeding like crazy and hemorrhaging too, and had a week-long period and thought that was normal. That's not normal. When that's your body attempting to dispel toxicity, but in the meantime, it's actually getting rid of iron. This is why you're minerally deficient. This is why you're hemorrhaging. You're not supposed to bleed that much. You're not supposed to bleed that much. Y'all, I live in Europe right now, right? I live in Spain to be exact. And the pads here, the regular pads are much smaller, some of y'all would, I'm like, if my periods were still heavy like they were when I had fibroids, the pads here are much smaller. Now, I'm not saying women that are in Europe don't have heavy periods too. They do, but not like the American girls, women. Oh my goodness. Y'all bleed. Look at these always pads overnight, adult diapers. Y'all bleed like crazy and y'all think that's normal. No, we have to. I know it when we've been bleeding like that for so long and having pain and all these clots, which is literally inflammation and waste trying to leave your body. We think that it's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to bleed like that. It's not normal to be in pain during your cycle. None of that stuff is normal. It's not normal. Thank you for the gifts, Candy. I appreciate that. If your doctor didn't tell you, I'm here to tell you. Okay? Because when you get your body healthy, when my clients work with me, I don't care that. I had a client one time that was bleeding for 6 months in a row heavily. She was so anemic. And we got her to a 3 to 4 day period. Normal period. It doesn't matter. I don't care what it runs in your family. I don't care that's the toxicity running in your family. That's because you are engaging in the same habits as the family members. That's why it seems like stuff running in your family. Okay, we almost had 10,000 likes. TikTok. Let's go. Okay, so fixing fibroids. What does that mean? That means we have to reverse the internal condition that allowed the fibroids, that allowed the tumors to form. I need y'all to listen to me clearly. You have to reverse that internal condition. So if we have fibroids, it's a full body issue. It's not just a uterine issue. If you have fibroids, it's not just a uterine issue. So what does that mean? That means the lymphatic system is backed up. The digestive system is backed up. Colon, the liver, the kidneys, all of these symptoms in our body are backed up. All of these organs are overloaded. This is why our body is recirculating waste instead of expelling it. And some of you guys already know that you have fibroids. Your gut, you already know you have gut issues. Some of you guys don't know, but some of you guys already know. You know, you're not moving your bowels like you're supposed to. You already know, right? If you have fibroids, you're backed up, hon. And not backed up with waste. The waste is recirculating in the body. This is what the tumor was able to form. That's waste. And that's your body kind of trying to encapsulate the waste so it doesn't go to the vital organs. Okay, so it's important that you understand that. So your goal is constipation. Yeah, constipation and fibroids go hand in hand too. And if you're not moving your bowels at least as many times as you eat a day, at least 2 to 3 times a day, you are constipated. Once a day is not enough when you eat more than that. Come on now. Once a day is not enough. You are constipated, boo. Thank you for the gift, Nikki. Thank you. It's important to know that because a lot of you guys don't understand what constipation is. You think that is struggling on the toilet. Not always. You keeping waste in the body that's supposed to come out. This is why you're dealing with these fibroids, okay? It's important that you understand and know that. And if you guys are watching me right now, don't just follow me. Get on our email list. If you want to get on our email and also subscribe to our YouTube channel because we go live. I'm not going to be always on TikTok for the rest of my life, okay? But I will be on YouTube. So also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We half there. Yes, Nerdy Curls, I appreciate you. Thank you for the gift, Nikki. Yeah, we half there. We have to our goal of 10K in this live stream, okay? Because I'm giving you information that your doctor is not even giving you. Your doctor's not even telling you what's really going on with your body. A lot of times they're like, oh, it's genetic, and you just have it because you're a black woman, and all black women have. No, y'all have to stop settling for those surface level answers. I was given those same answers too over 15 years ago. No. Those are not helping you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. So when the internal environment in the body starts to improve, the tumor dies off. Fibroids cannot exist in a healthy body. They can't exist in a healthy body. They can't. They can't. So if we have fibroids, our body is highly inflamed. Your body's in a state of stress. So a lot of women think that their wombs, their uterus is the problem. Your uterus is not the problem. It's just giving you feedback. It's literally giving you feedback about what's going on in your body, right? You have to understand. So you have to restore. It's not just the uterus you have to worry about. It's not just your womb you have to worry about. You also have to restore the organs in the body that are overloaded. This is how we get to the root cause of fibroids, right? So we have to work on your liver health. We got to work on the kidney health. We have to work on the digestive system, the gut, because health starts in the gut, right? And the gut and the womb are not that far apart. So if that gut is backed up, that womb is also inflamed and overloaded. It's not just, a lot of you guys are just looking at your uterus and thinking that's the problem. That's the problem. If I take it out, no. That waste is still there. Those health issues will still come. Right? This is why you have, and I said in the last, we talked about myomectomies in the last live stream. The one where my client, one of the person that took my course came in and said that 3 of her fibroids are gone now. We was talking about myomectomy. She canceled her myomectomy because she no longer needs it. That's what when you heal your womb, when you heal your body, you don't need surgery. Your fibroids, this is what happened with me and many of my clients, women that have taken my courses, hundreds over the years, women that I've done master classes with, right? And my mission has reached so many women all over the world. Just in this live alone, we have women from Zimbabwe and what else? London. And I'm sure a lot of people from America are in here, of course, as well. Right? So our teachings are global. Women all over the world are suffering with fibroids. Now, do I think American women are the worst? Yeah. Because American women, this is where you'll get women that have Florida. You're in Florida. Okay. Hey, welcome. This is where you get women that have 27 centimeter fibroids, 30 centimeter fibroids. Y'all, that's not normal. Fibroids are not normal. And stop accepting that as your normal. So if we're fixing fibroids before 2026, I want you to stop settling for fibroids. Stop settling for fibroids. Stop accepting them as your normal. It's time for us to, like I said, to heal this. Watching from London. Okay, ladies in London, you have a 36 mm fibroid. I don't know how much that is in centimeters. Let me know how much that is in centimeters. Good morning, Pinky Turrell. If you're watching from London or surrounding London, get on my email list because I'm doing an event in London. Okay? And I'm going to do like an info session about it in December. More information will come out December 1st, but get on that email list so you'll know. London, people that's in London or you're around London or you can get to London in March, get on my email list. Link is in my bio. Everybody needs to get on my email list for real. Get on it because when you get on the email list, you get 7 days of our 7-day fibroid healing series. All you have to do to get on the email list is click the link in my bio. Okay? And so your womb is not trying to fight you. Your womb is not broken. It's giving you feedback about what's going on in your body. It's giving you feedback. I love your energy for wanting to heal the community. Yes, girl, we're trying to heal the world. We're trying to heal women all over the world. We're trying to heal women all over the world because as somebody that's been through fibroids, I know what it does to your soul. I know what it does to it. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate that. I know what it does to your psyche as a woman. You feel less than a woman. You feel like, why is my body not working the way everybody else's bodies work? You have a fear of fertility. I know what it does to the psyche, right? And fibroids doesn't just affect you physically. It affects you emotionally. It affects your relationships. It affects your work output. It affects your zest for life. It affects so much. So much. How many years have you wasted with fibroids? I'm going to say that. How many years have you wasted with the symptoms of fibroids? Some people have been dealing with fibroids for 5 years. I had somebody come on my live that was in her 60s. I've been dealing with fibroids literally for 30, 40 years. Don't allow that to be your reality. There was another woman that had 5 surgeries due to fibroids, 5 myomectomies, and they kept growing back, and she had fibroids. She over the course of 12 to 13 years, she had 5 myomectomies. And they kept growing back. And now her uterus, they saying her uterus is too weak to carry a baby. And she wants a baby. She's in her 30s. She's in her mid-30s. Yes, because why is it so hard for Black women? I'm going to tell you a secret. I've been doing this for years, Keish. It is hard for Black women. Don't get me wrong. But it seems as though it's higher for Black women because we're in the Black community, so we think it's higher with us. As somebody that's been doing this work for years, women all over the world are dealing with fibroids. From India, from all over. I see people join the email list. Great, yes. If you from India, Poland, UK, it's all over Africa. Of course, they're black, but all over Africa, all over the Caribbean, right? It's a lot of white women. Now it's prevalent. Why it is higher in the black community, but it's not only in the black community, right? It's because trauma, stress. Black women they romanticize being this strong black woman and not just a woman. We're women. We're not like, stop accepting this. Oh, I gotta be strong. You're just a woman at the end of the day. I'm not saying that's a good thing or bad thing, but that I gotta be strong is causing you to take on everybody's stuff. No. The woman that actually had that mentality, they die faster. I'm gonna let you know this right now. The woman that had the mentality, I gotta be the strong black woman, I can't show emotion, I gotta struggle. You die faster. I'm gonna say that. So that whole thing gotta die. That whole thing has to die. You have to stop. So that's why. And black women as a whole, I'm not saying every black woman, honestly, everybody as a whole doesn't eat good food. Doesn't eat healthy foods. Eats a bunch of processed foods. Whatever we eat our emotions. No. And when you guys are eating your emotions, it's comfort food. It's not health. It's never healthy food. Okay. So I see y'all get on that email list. If you are watching from London or surrounding areas, get on that email list. We have something coming up for London. And if you are watching me live, get on the email list. Whether you're watching from TikTok or whether you're watching from YouTube, the link to get on the email list is in my bio. Okay. So now I want to say this before we go into the rest of the live on how to fix your fibroids before 2026. We have a 6-week womb healing experience. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know I've been saying work with me for 6 weeks till the end of the year. Now 6 weeks it's gonna be like January 3rd or 4th now, but work with me powerfully for 6 weeks until the end of the year to help you dissolve your large fibroids, restore your hormonal balance, right? Because that's important, because if we have fibroids, our hormones are out of balance. To help you get rid of your smaller fibroids. If you have a fibroid that's I would say under 3 centimeters, let's say 4, under 4 centimeters, you can get rid of that in 6 weeks, right? Working with me, when we get to the root cause, and we can significantly shrink your larger fibroids. And put you on a plan on what to do for the rest of after the 6 weeks, right? So if you want to work closely with me for the 6 weeks, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. We are taking clients. We're starting tomorrow. Okay. So if you're interested, the link is in my bio. Okay. The program has lifetime value. This is not just 6 weeks. Even after 6 weeks, you're going to be experiencing the differences. You're going to experience the benefits. So if I see y'all clicking on the link. Come on, let's go. I'm gonna open up about 3 more spots for women that are serious. It's a $2,000 offer. However, you can pay. You can do Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. We also have, if you go to checkout, you'll see that those options to pay like that. And we also have where you can pay half now and the other half next month, okay? In a month from now. So, but here's the thing. If you're serious you'll pay more if you keep the fibroids. You'll pay more in surgeries. You'll pay more in pain. You'll pay more in, planning your life around your cycle, planning your life around not feeling good, not feeling like yourself. So when we talk about healing the womb, ladies, it's priceless. So get in so I can help you, okay? Get into the 6-week womb healing experience. If you want more information about that, the link is in my bio. YouTube, if you want more information about that, the link is in the description box, okay? Come on now. If you have a question about that, email me or send me a message on here, on TikTok. All right. So we got to change the internal environment. Your body's not fighting you. You're getting in the way of your body healing. Your body is a machine and it's supposed to run smoothly. But when we're not taking care of it, when we're neglecting ourselves, because if you have fibroids, you've neglected yourself, hon. Emotionally, physically, you've neglected yourself somehow, some way. Okay? There's been emotionally, physically, spiritually, there's been self-neglect in many different ways. This could be, a lot of people get fibroids after experiencing lots of stress, after coming out of a toxic relationship, after, dealing with divorce and fighting for the kids, after, death in the family, after they experienced heavy trauma. A lot of women were diagnosed with fibroids after COVID, right? Because COVID was traumatic for a lot of people. So we tend to be diagnosed during very chaotic times in our lives, times that you could have just been in depression and not taking care of yourself, right? So it's important that you know and understand that. So if we're fixing fibroids before 2026, we got to make a decision. It's not a hopeful idea. It's not us just, oh my God, I'm just imagining a fibroid-free life. It's us making a decision and a commitment. No. I'm ready to get rid of fibroids before, I'm ready to fix my fibroids before 2026. So before we enter a new year, a new round, I'm ready to fix my fibroids. It has to be a decision. That is in itself is very powerful. And you have to have a structured approach. Y'all have to stop doing this randomness. This and throwing spaghetti at the wall. I say it in every live. And what do I mean by that? I mean, this week you're trying fasting. The next week you're trying juicing. The next week you're trying acupuncture. Oh, let me try this herb. Let me try vitamin D. Listen, I'm not saying not to do those, but that's not how you get to the root cause of the problem. How is that addressing the internal environment in your body that actually caused the fibroids to develop? How is that actually helping bring your body out of a state of stress? How is that actually helping, you lowering your cortisol levels? It's not helping none of that. Okay? So you have to stop being all over the place and be structured when it comes to and targeted. That's why I get the results that I get, because I'm targeted. I help you through, and it's a plan in place, a personalized plan when you're working with me, but you're actually getting to the root cause of the problem. You're not just all over the place and just playing around. So in order for you to get rid of fibroids and fix your fibroids before 2026, you have to have a structured plan. You have to have a structured plan. Some of you guys have been all over the place for years. This is why women will come to me after like a year of jumping from one thing to another thing. Whatever you guys see trendy that's online. This is why women will come to me and say, oh my God, try the natural way and it doesn't work. That's not trying the natural way. You were just trying random natural remedies, right? How was that? Let me know in the chat if you've experienced that. Put a 1 in the chat if you've experienced trying natural remedies, like random natural remedies with no clear direction, no clear structure, and you've like, oh, we over 10K. Okay, we over 10K likes. I know that's right. Can we go for 20? Am I asking for too much? Hey, I just got here. Do you share your method or do you just sell it? What do you mean? Do I share my method? What do you mean? Tell me that. And let me just say that. And a 1, Nikki, and 1 in the chat. And let me just say this too. A lot of people. Okay, this is why I don't know what Nicole meant by that question. But I'm gonna say one thing, right? I get on here every day and I help women understand what's going on in their bodies, because your doctor is not giving you what's going on in your bodies, right? A lot of people, they just want to know, how do I get rid of fibroids? And that's why you still have the fibroids, because you don't even don't want to understand how fibroids developed in your body, right? And even if I came here and tell you what to do, you still wouldn't do it. So a lot of people still would not do it, right? So and I have free masterclasses all the time. I have hundreds of videos on here, thousands on TikTok. So if you are actually interested in the process, you would invest in it. In the personalized help, you will invest in it, right? So don't come on here with any of that. I haven't tried anything. I'm open to learning. I'm curious if it's something to purchase. There is. If you want to work with me, yes. Okay, yes. But I am on here giving free information so you can watch. I'm going to watch videos. Okay, great. Yes, because I went back to my old habits, eating processed foods. You know what a lot of people do when there's no direction, right? Because when you're welcome, Nicole. When you don't have a structured plan and you're just trying you get tired. I had a client earlier this year, right? Shout out to her. She was actually from the Netherlands, and she had tried several things for over the years. She juicing this, that, and she said eventually she just gave up, because it was like she wasn't really seeing results like that. She would feel better. Of course, if you juice, you're gonna feel better. But then what happens after the juicing, right? Like what happens? Like what actually helps get rid of the fibroid? You see what I'm saying? So hopefully that makes sense. Hold on. Did try stuff, but I do use herbs, but also my research. Okay, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with herbs, but herbs are not going to get to the root cause of the problem. They're not going to heal the foundation. The herbs are great if you want to use them along with getting to the root cause of the problem, right? But if our body is in toxicity and we just put herbs on top of that, what could the herbs actually do, right? And I know that in Jamaica, there's hella herbs. And a lot of Jamaicans that follow me have fibroids. In Caribbean, have fibroids. When it's in Africa, there's so many herbs. It's more than just taking herbs. It's not that simple. I'm sorry. You have to get to the root of, like I always say, what caused the fibroid to develop in the body. Okay, so it's a real decision. And you have to be consistent. You can't just be trying one random thing for a day and think it's going to work, or a week. That's not how your body heals. You have to be consistent. You got to be, not 1 week of effort, not 1 week of consistency. I'm talking about consistency. You have to be consistent. And I know it's hard because we're changing habits that a lot of us have done for our whole entire lives. So yes, it is hard, right? But you have to ask yourself, what's harder? Still suffering with fibroids? That to me is harder. Still dealing with heavy bleeding, still dealing with the fibroid belly, still dealing with the pain, the constipation. Which one is harder? Still not maybe having your intimate life affected, your sex. Some of you guys are in relationships and marriages. Your sex life is affected. There's people that have fibroids that won't even date because they feel as though, what's the point? Because I have these fibroids. I don't want to explain that to someone. I have to explain that to my partner or whoever. And I probably can't have a baby. There's women in their late 40s, 50s that never really, for years, dealing with these fibroids, they never really dated. Yes, because of the fibroids and thinking that they were just cursed with fibroids. And no, nobody should have to bury their dreams of motherhood, bury their dreams of, marriage or whatever your dreams are because of fibroids. A happy partnership, a beautiful life because of fibroids. That's why I do what I do, right? And when I was dealing with fibroids, I buried my dreams. Like there's so much I wanted to do. I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. But because of the heavy bleeding, because of the all of the stuff that I was dealing with fibroids, I just was frozen in time, like frozen in life. Those fibroids represent more than just physical tumors. They also represent emotional tumors and things that we're holding on to emotionally. So are you an advocate of detoxing first? No. I'm not saying detoxing is bad. But a lot of women have detox. A lot of women that have been have fibroids have detox, and then after the detox, then what? What is that helping? How is that getting to the root cause of the problem, right? I'm not saying it's bad, but you would, instead of just doing a detox and that's it, get your body to the point where it's detoxifying itself every single day, because your body's supposed to naturally detox every day. That's how it was designed. So if it's not doing that, something is getting in its way, right? So I'm not saying not to detox, but I'm saying I don't advocate to start with that, because women have done that so much. They have fibroids and again, go on YouTube, go on TikTok. Women detoxing and still have the fibroids afterwards, before and after, right? And go back to their regular habits and still have the fibroids and it still becomes a problem, right? So be careful with that. Be careful with that. Be careful with that, because that causes... It causes more emotional stress if you go do something and you still have the fibroids afterwards. And it's like, what was the point of putting yourself through that, right? You got to change your habits first, hon. Shift your lifestyle. Even your thoughts have to shift when you have fibroids, okay? What are you suggesting to get to the root cause of the problem? Get to the root of why your body developed fibroids. So, and make a decision. Like I said earlier, a real decision. If you're just coming in, Karima, I think you're just coming in, I'm not sure, then be sure that also we had the whole entire, we had the rest of the live on YouTube. If you guys are just coming in the middle, make sure that you guys watch the rest of the live on YouTube. It's going to be streamed. Y'all got to get on the YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. So just if you guys are coming in the middle, because we're streaming live from YouTube, okay? So, you have to also have a willingness to stop negotiating with the old version of yourself. A lot of us are scared. Can we be real and put a 1 in the chat? This is you. You're scared to actually heal. This is a subconscious fear of actually getting to merging with the best version of yourselves. There's a subconscious fear of not, especially if you've been dealing with fibroids for many years. You start to associate yourself with the fibroid. They become a part of your life, a part of your psyche. Even though we don't like having fibroids, even though having fibroids make us miserable, it's almost like that becomes your comfort zone, because you get to hide behind the fibroids and not actually live life. You get to hide behind the fibroids. A lot of people do that, right? So fibroids can be an excuse for us not actually living our life to the fullest, okay? So here's the thing. You have to have a willingness to stop negotiating with the old version of yourself, that you're stepping into a new version of yourself, a healed version of yourself, a version of yourself that has balanced hormones. Because like I always say, fibroids, what's going on in the womb is a reflection of what's going on in your life. What does that mean? That means that if we're dealing with fibroids, if we're dealing with heavy bleeding, if we're dealing with all of these womb issues, that's a reflection of what's over, us being overwhelmed in life, us being unhappy in life, dealing with unhappiness, unfulfillment, fear, lack, scarcity. Your womb, that's your feminine center. That's your sacred feminine center. It's just a reflection of what's really going on in your life. So it's important that you know that, right? So this is why as you start to heal the womb, you start to see blocks open up in your life. Things that you felt, ways that you felt stuck start to become open. We start to be more aligned with our intuition, more aligned with our higher self. And a lot of people don't understand that until they go through the process. Because you don't understand the body, mind, soul connection. It's very real, okay? It's very real. So you can't commit to transformation if you want to fix fibroids before 2026. You have to commit all the way. You got to commit all the way, right? You have to change the conditions that cause the fibroids to develop, or just you keep the consequences. You keep the fibroids. You have to make a decision. Make that decision today. Am I going to actually heal these conditions that cause the fibroids? Am I going to get to the root cause of the problem? Or am I going to continue with the fibroids, continue with the consequences of not changing my life? Are you saying we need to embody the highest version and healthiest version of ourselves? Yes, absolutely, yes. What would that person be doing? Embody the highest, healthiest version of yourself. What would she be doing? What habits would she be engaging in? Okay? What thoughts would she be thinking? How would she be treating herself? How would she be speaking to herself? Absolutely. Absolutely. Before you can get to where you want to get to, you have to, like I said, start to embody that, but so you can merge with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't sit here and embody the unhealthy version of yourself, the version of yourself that lives in fear, that lives in lack, that lives in scarcity. Absolutely not. But how do I do that when I'm bleeding so much? That's a great question. You're welcome, I'm Nikki, no problem. That's a great question. When you're bleeding so much, okay, so if you're dealing with heavy bleeding, let's get to it. That's actually a good question, because I've been there before, so I get it. Livy, that's a good question. When you're bleeding so much, right, it can be hard to imagine a different reality because you're dealing with bleeding and it's heavy. And when we see a lot of blood, that's scary because we're not supposed to bleed that much. When we see a lot of blood, that's scary. It does something to our psyche, okay? So when you have heavy bleeding, more than likely, what's likely is that your anxiety is high. You have high anxiety. You're scared, you're nervous because you're bleeding like that, right? A lot of women that bleed so much, when they come on to work with me, I have to help them calm the nervous system first. Because when you start to see a lot of blood, that's scary, right? Every time you go to the bathroom, that's scary. Or when you feel it coming up, that's scary, that gush of blood. You got to calm the nervous system first. Because guess what? The more your nervous system is heightened, the more you're in fight or flight, the more you're going to bleed. You have to calm the body, calm the nervous system first. Right? Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you, Nikki Hills. I appreciate that. You have to calm the nervous system. That's number one, right? That's number one. So it's mind over matter. You can't really focus on what's going on right now. And I know it's hard, but you have to see and trust that this is going to get better. That what your body is doing right now is literally feedback. How are you treating your body? How are you treating yourself right now as we speak? Okay, so that's important. Hopefully, let me know, does that answer your question? Let me know if that answers your question. So if we have fibroids, the real root causes need to be handled. We have to get to the root cause. We have to get to the root cause of the problem, okay? So what does that mean? I'm talking about the hormone hierarchy, healing the hormones, because if we have fibroids, the hormones are out of balance. It does that. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you have fibroids, the hormones are out of balance. And it's not just the estrogen that's out of balance. It's not just progesterone that's out of balance. It is the entire hormone hierarchy. And if you're on my email list, you got that email that I sent this morning about the reason why your hormones are out of balance. I literally showed you the chart The hormone hierarchy. So we have the foundational hormones at the bottom, cortisol and insulin. And then we have on the top of the pyramid, the estrogen and progesterone. You can't fix estrogen until you take care of the foundation first. Okay, so I broke that down in that email. That's why y'all gotta be on the email list. Y'all gotta be on that email list. If you're not on the email list, what are you doing? Right? And if you guys want me to go live about the hormone hierarchy, breaking that down, let me know. I can add that to the queue this week. And if you want to know what live I'm gonna do, what day, what time, email list, get on that email list, okay? So if stress is high, the body stays in survival mode. And what stress does to your progesterone, and kills your progesterone. It will go down. So a lot of women think they have low progesterone because they're in perimenopause. No, you have low progesterone because your body's in a state of stress. You have, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. We have a lot of gifts today. I love it, love it, love it. You have high progesterone because your body's in a state of stress. You got high progesterone because your body's overloaded with toxins. That's why your progesterone is low, not high, low, right? And that's why you're estrogen dominant. And if you have fibroids, you're estrogen dominant, right? And then if you subscribe to Sacred Womb Letters, I literally put an article out the other day about how to prevent fibroids and endometriosis from turning into cancer. That's a whole other conversation, because I told you guys estrogen dominant, it can create the environment for cancer. It can. Not saying that it's going to happen. I just got an email the other day. She had a surgery. Her fibroid was cancer. And, yes, that is rare for the actual fibroid to turn into cancer. However, what's not rare is for you to develop estrogen dominant cancers, because the environment in your body attracts that. This is why it's so important. This is why in my program, if you're working with me, we have to reverse estrogen dominance. We got to reverse the estrogen dominance. That's first. We have to, because when your body's in an estrogen dominant state, it can't heal like that. Your body's in a state of stress. Your hormones are out of balance. You have all of these toxic estrogen strands just recirculating in the body, causing havoc. We don't want that, right? We don't want that. So it's important that you understand. You got to get to the roots of your body being in a state of stress, your body being inflamed, right? And that's going to body, mind, and soul. You got to do the work. You got to do the work, okay? That's important. If you want to learn how to get to the root cause of fibroids, if you get on the email list, 7 Days of Fibroid Healing Truth literally breaks it down for you. 7 Days of Fibroid Healing Truth. So if you're not on an email, if you're like, how do I get to the root cause of the problem? Get on that email list. The link is in my bio, okay? Subscribe to the email list. If you're watching from TikTok, subscribe to the email list. If you're watching from YouTube, it's in the description box, okay? And YouTube, be sure to click. YouTube is dead. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. But if you're watching the replay on YouTube, click the thumbs up button. And yeah, before we go, does anybody have any questions? Any questions before we go? Listen, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. We start tomorrow. Let's go. Y'all, Thanksgiving is next week. The holiday season is coming. It's pretty much here. And a lot of you guys, guys have to be in a container, in a program, so to get your mind right. Because it's all these events. All these is seasonal depression that comes along with the holidays. It's seasonal depression, is, you're not feeling like yourself. You still want to stay in. This is the perfect time to do the work to heal your womb. Right? The perfect time to get structured. The perfect time. Do you have a date for the UK event? I do. Nikki, where are you at? It's March 21st and 22nd. I do, that weekend, okay? But remember, it's for people that sign up. There is a price for it, okay? Because I'm actually going to be teaching you live. And I have not a lot of spots for that, okay? But for more information, get on the email list. So December 1st, I'll put it out there. And I also have a free Zoom info session about it mid-December. Like around December 13th, December 14th, right? So give more information about it so you guys can ask questions. Hey, is this something you really want to do and be a part of? It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I really do love London. I do love London. To visit, not to live, to visit, okay? You're in London? Okay, Nikki Hills, get on the email list. Yay! Okay, perfect. Okay. I love me some London. And London has some good food. And they have a lot of vegan options and healthy options. I love London. We're going to have so much fun. I'm excited. It's going to be at like a hotel conference room, okay? So yeah, it's gonna be in a beautiful location, the central London. You subscribe. Okay, great, great, great. So it's gonna be great. Now for people that's like, listen, I need to work with you. I need to work with you now. The 6-week womb healing experience. We start tomorrow, ladies. Get in there. Get in there. If you've been thinking about it, you've been hovering, you've been clicking the link, get in there, okay? This could be your opportunity to fix your fibroids before 2026 and be on a trajectory to get rid of these fibroids. You've been trying to do it by yourself and you haven't. You need structure. You need to know, you need personalized help and attention and somebody to see your blocks and your blind spots, okay? Is it $27 to subscribe? No, it's free to subscribe. It's free, okay? The $27 is for when you subscribe, you're gonna see the $27 for the, what's that course called? How to get rid of heavy bleeding course. But no, it's free to subscribe. So if you've already entered India, you're good, okay? You entered your email, you entered your thing, you're good. Okay, good, okay. And you're welcome, you're welcome. And if you guys just came in the middle of this live, and even if you watch the whole thing, so get on our email list, get on our, is this only for removing fibroids I don't have? What do you mean? Okay, this live is called Fix, you see it right there, Fix Fibroids Before 2026. What do you, so, I don't know. Let me go back, go back, India. Okay. Any questions real quick before we go? Okay, before we go. And if you guys get on the email list, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe if you're watching me from YouTube, TikTok, you didn't get the whole of this live, subscribe. Even if you watch the whole thing of the live, subscribe to YouTube and our email list, of course, okay? And if you want to really, really, really be in the loop and learn more, Sacred Womb Letters, subscribe to that as well, okay? All right. The link is in my bio. Okay. Any question? I don't see any questions. Karima, I'm not clear what you mean. Okay. But this live says Fix Fibroids Before 2026. That was the title. Y'all see that, right? Fix Fibroids Before 2026. I see it on my end. Do you guys see it on y'all end? All right, y'all. That's it. Again, the 6-week womb healing experience is open. The link is in my bio. We starting tomorrow. I see y'all joining the email list. I know that's right. Yes, let's join this email list. And we going on, okay? You have a beautiful rest of your Sunday. Maybe I'll come back live today. I don't know. Maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll see with another topic. But if you want to know, get on that email list. All right. Y'all have a beautiful rest of your day. I don't see any more questions. So I'm going to go now. Bye, YouTube. Y'all have a good one, okay?